Page 102, he's got the whole world in his hands. On page 100, we're starting Unit 8. And again, it's a new unit, so we're going to be learning a bunch of new stuff. So make sure you understand and remember all the stuff we've had before. So again, this is a good time to go back and review everything before you go on. Make sure you've got it. Now, on some of the harder pieces, you may not have been able to play them all real well, but you can keep working on them even as you continue to go through the book. You don't have to get stuck there because of one piece of music or so. Just continue it and go ahead, and because you can work on multiple pieces of music at the same time. Yeah. Now, page 100, they give you sort of a crossword puzzle. If you know the names of the notes, you just fill in the letters in the crossword puzzle. You got it. On page 101 is, of course, sight reading. Please do the sight reading. It will help you so much. Let's talk. He's got the whole world doing something. 2 pages long, 102 and 103. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time. We got eighth notes all over the place. 1 sharp in the key signature. However, that's misleading because this is one of the pieces that changes key signatures throughout. This is why you look the whole thing over. It starts with 1 sharp, which happens in this case will be G major. If you're wondering, how do I know? Well, you find the end of the section, which is the end of the 3rd line. Here, see the double bars? That's a section. That tells you that you're going into a new section. So that's a G major chord. We're in G major. So make sure you can do the scales for G major and E minor. Then they've taken the sharp away. You see the natural signs at the end of the 3rd line. Now we're in the key, no sharps or flats, so it's C major or A minor. Well, look at the end of the section. Where is it? It's at the end of the 2nd line on page 103. You got the double bars again. And we're here. So it's a C major chord, we're in C major, so make sure you can do the C major scale and the A minor scale. Then we go in there adding a flat. So now we're either in F major or D minor. If you look at the end where it ends, ending in F major, so it's an F major, so it's changing keys. So make sure you can do the scale for F major and D minor both. There's no minors in here, it doesn't matter. When you do the scales, do it for a key signature. So do both scales. Now this is really repetitious. It's got 3 sections, but all 3 sections are identical. They're just in different keys. So once we get the fingering and so forth worked out, for the most part, in one section we've got it. At the beginning you have 3 eighth notes, 1.5 counts, as a pickup. So it's on the end of 3. 3 and. Well, then there should be another measure with the rest of the notes in it. And if you look at the bottom or look at the end of the section, and then the last measure has it. It's got the rest of the measure, and then there's a pickup measure to the next section. So if you look at the end of that section, the 2nd line on page 103, that's got the rest of the measure, and then you have another pickup for the last section here. Start here in the right hand. Actually, the thumb's here. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Just hang on to that. 1 and 2 and. See, we're playing on the ands. 1 and 2 and. Because I could take out the tie and play all those notes here. Measure 2. 1 and 2 and 2. But I put the tie in, and this rhythm's all over. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. Measure 3, it's 3 4, and then 2 1. I don't like doing that. You can do that if you have to. It works out better in the other key signatures here. Otherwise, you just reach down to 3 2 here, and then you can do a reach up 4. I'll leave that up to you and the size of your hand on how you finger measure 3. If you can do what the book is showing, fine. Measure 7, 4, 5. See, again, we take advantage of repeated notes to change hand positions. I like at the bottom of the page, 102. It's the same rhythm, just different key signature, different notes. And again, measure 11, change hand positions. Here it works out okay. We don't have to deal with any black keys. And then third line down is the last one. Pretty repetitious. Let's go down to the bottom. Measure 22, you're here. And then a 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then a 2, 5 and here. See, to put the little amen above it. The song ended with the first half note. That's it. This other bit is like a tag or a coda or an amen they put it. If you're going to do the amen, people sing amen. Okay. Left hand's just got the chords. So you're in G major, you got the 1 chord and the 5/7 chord. And then the last measure there at the end of the third line is a 4 chord. 1 and 2 and it's the same chords, it's the same primary chords for each key. For C major and F major, A team. Put the hands together. So you can see, because of the quarter notes in the left hand keeping the beat, where the right hand is playing and how the notes line up. Look at the measure 2. You're here, now here, and now here, and now here. See, they're in between. And then on beat 4 they play together. So they play together on beat 1 and on beat 4, and in between is just, oh, goody. Now, I don't know if you'll discover this or not, I'll just tell you anyway. On measure 3, if you're struggling with this coming up in here because you got fat fingers and all, well, this is short. You can wait here and then move right at the last minute, because you can lift this finger up where the only note you got there is on that black key. And you can be up in here if the only keys you're playing are black keys. It doesn't matter how big your fingers are. So you can do the here, and that'll still work, and then come back out for the next one. So you're coming in and out as you need to. You're going to do that anyway, even with little fingers. Don't stay up here any longer than you have to. Now, as far as the articulation goes, just follow the slurs here. Lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up. Just lift up between the slurs, and then you get accents in the left hand at the end of each of these sections. Okay, except the last section with the amen. Connect those half notes at the bottom of page 103 as best you can. You can't, but can. Do the best you can with them. They're not accented or nothing. There is a retardando there at the bottom of page 20 or measure 23. And you keep going slow. You don't have to keep slowing down here because of the fermatas. So once you get to the fermatas, now you're just feeling it. There's no real beat here. You're just feeling it. When I do it with a metronome, I'll double the value of each half note and hold them 4 counts instead of 2. Otherwise, you just feel it, how long it should be held. And that's tricky if people are singing because they don't know how long you're holding it. So you lead them and they'll follow you. Dynamics, well, it goes to the melodies, the right hand. Here, the left hand's soft. Go down to the bottom, measure 8 here, pick up to measure 9. Now you're soft. Left hand's very soft. And then when you get to the pickup to measure 17, over in the middle of page 103, now you're loud. You're loud here. The left hand's still in the background. You're staying loud throughout the rest of it. Speed depends on the mood you're in. This can be slow. This is really a happy song, so it's not going to be really slow and sad, but it's got to be accurate. You decide on how fast you want to take it. Now, the added pedal at the end for the half notes, Normally I don't like adding pedal at the end of a piece like this. I didn't use it anywhere else. However, we would like to connect these half notes, and because they're got fermatas on them, we're going to hold on to them. It'd be nice to have the overtones. You just push the pedal down right after you play the notes. Change the pedal after you play the notes. So you're connecting them, and then lift everything up together. I'm not going to show the pedal because that's all they're doing. I'm sure you can handle that part. Don't pedal anything else. Now, there are different styles of music, and sometimes this piece of music, not this arrangement, but the song, is done in a swing style, where you can swing the eighth notes. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and, it's 1 and 2 and 3, and you swing the counting. However, I'll leave that up to you. In this particular arrangement, it kind of works better to play them even, because we'll need to do something different with the left hand really to swing it more, in my opinion. So I'm going to play these evenly here. Yeah. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. I'll give us 3.5 count or 3 counts or whatever. We're coming out on the end of 3. 1 and ready and go. Something like that. 1 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and. Hold 2